still hear them as we're walking inside. And I just hope that one day my daughter, when she grows up, she's going to have a group of friends that are like that. Because I really missed out on that. I was more of a loner. And it was because of the way I was raised. And I'm kind of raising my daughter the same way, but I want her to be, not a homebody, but more family oriented. And, the trust, the respect, and what is the word I'm looking for? Loyalty lies with family. But after that, make as many friends as you want to make, or have a small clique, whatever it is. But I just hope that she has that much fun just with the girls as she does, hanging out with the guys. Because I used to be a tomboy and I had friends that were boys. But when it got to the point where I wanted to date them, I was more like the sister or like their best friend, or I can't see you like that. That's weird. So I was kind of friend zoned for a while until I just kind of stopped being friends with guys and just started flirting with them. And then they only saw me as something else. So yeah, so I just want her to be comfortable in her own skin with her own, group of friends, no peer pressure, just honest, good fun, and that there's no boys or sex or drugs or any kind of peer pressure pushing her anywhere. And I want her to kind of join a sport or, a music or instrument, like music class or dance class or something like that, or maybe all of them, whatever she wants, so that way, she's evenly oriented in all aspects of life. Social norms are a very big thing for me right now because, now that everybody's online, everybody's forgetting their social norms. I'm not really good at social settings, but I'm better equipped because of where I was born and raised in New York. Everybody's, into the scene, like, hey. And then in Florida, they're more chill. So, you have your intimate little groups and you know them since birth. So I really want to just stay stationary, and I want her to have the things that I didn't have, which is groups of friends and like a feeling of like being part of something, because I was always the outsider and looking in, and whether it was religion, whether it was race, whether it was language, whether it was culture, it all played a part in separating me. And I know there's a lot of people that are like that now, and back in the day they felt separated and now they're more integrated. But there's no reason for this little white girl she's a gringa, to not integrate herself. And so I want to pull her out of grandma's grass, which is where this came out, because my dad's more social than my mom, maybe too social. But her dad's very social in a different way, and she's already showing flirty aspects, and I'm like, oh no boys. But I come from a different background than her. Like, I know what those boys are and what they can do, and I know how my dad is, and so I have all this knowledge to give to my daughter about certain boys and certain types. And so if Todd starts calling, I'd rather have an annoying Todd, I call him Todd, fictitious character, calling and trying to hit up my daughter and getting scared off by us, the parents. And I'm hoping by then Tim comes around and starts acting like a parent, because every little girl needs her daddy, because that's her first male role model, and I don't have males in the family, so it's all females. So, and most of the females in my family are man haters, so I'm trying to stay away from that. But it's kind of hard when there's a track record of men, especially of late with this hipster community. And I'm sorry, Tim, but you're not a hipster. You're too old to fit the hipster. And if anything, I'm more hipster than you. I introduced you to that. So you just like the fact that you're not responsible for your actions because they're kind of blasé about everything. So no, doesn't make you hipster. That just makes you taking advantage of their state of mind. Anyways, and that's my problem. I don't want that to happen because he came up to me thinking I was Miss Hippie and free love and all that stuff, and that's why we got married. 2 years of marriage, 3 years of a relationship, and that's long for him. That's short for me, but that's long for him. So for me to make it that long for someone who's used to like the most is a 6 months, I'm like, but I don't want my daughter to have to go through that. I want her to be wise, and I was wise. I knew what boys wanted, and I stayed away from it until I got married the first time. And Mitch, wherever you are, you were my first. And I think I was his first too. But thank God we didn't stay together because I don't see that happening. There's a lot of times I look back and I'm like, I am so glad I'm not with those people. So I just kind of move forward. And in this case, it's not about looks and it's not about the family background or whatever. Or, my last ex, he was Air Force tanker, and he has a felony for strangulation. So I have a lot of bad experiences, and I'm like, thank God. So it's not like it got to that point, but it was getting to that point, but I already knew how to kind of cut it off. And I don't like bullshit, so I cut that off too. And I don't like games, and I cut that off too. So it got to the point where it was just like, unless you act like a real relationship and a real man, this is not going anywhere. This is dead where it stands. So I come with all this knowledge, and she comes from this father, and I know his background, and I know how he was raised. So he's not the worst of them. But the fact that he went that route and I went this route, I went family, and he went, I don't know. So yeah, he chose his family, and he chose wrongly. Sorry. That's my opinion on it, because it's just what it is. If he needs to do drugs in order to feel like he's part of the family, then, what kind of family is that? And that's what I want my daughter to distinguish. There are certain men that bring you up, and certain men that bring you down. And there's certain men that are followers, like her father, and there's certain men that are leaders. And my ex Tinker was a leader until he stopped being a leader, and then I got disinterested. That's just how I am. So it's for me to be so ambitious and goal-oriented and non-stagnant, and be with someone who was the exact opposite. And I'm very OCD with my cleaning and organization and preparation of everything, and he's the total opposite. For me to last 3 years with his cheating sack of shit ass, I'm amazed. But he kept coming back because I'm better than all the ones out there, obviously. And still, he doesn't want to divorce me, but it's gonna happen. And whether it's for reasons to control or, behind their back, sabotage, I want Lily to realize that and see boys not as an enemy, but I'd rather have Todd try to be with her, even though the parents are like, hey, Todd, and he backs up and they're like, okay, I'm sorry, but then comes back and tries, because then I know he's actually interested in something more than just sex, or, for a 2-week fling, like my exes. So, X is, not exes. So, I want the best for my daughter. I want her to have fun. Just have fun and be wholesome fun and be clean fun. And I don't want her to jeopardize her life just because she's hanging out with a group of people. But, she tends to follow. I'm like, no, baby, you're not a follower. You're a leader, and you're pretty, so you're going to be the leader of the pack. If you're acting like a follower, your pack is not going to be, do very well, because they're going to be looking at you. You're going to be like the head cheerleader. And I don't want her to be that cheerleader. I'm like the girl from Popular, uh, or Daria. But I could see her as a happy cheerleader, you know? So I only want the best for her, and I want her to find her own way. I also want her to learn from my mistakes and have that knowledge carried with her so that way she knows what to expect and what to look out for. So that way she's better prepared and she's safe. Because I want her safe. She's my only baby. You hear me? Any man out there who is staring at my baby, I'm gonna hurt you. So make sure if you want to be looking and following my baby Todd that you are up for a challenge and that you continue to challenge me because then I know that you're a good boy. So that's all I gotta say.